Hi, this is Dawn Olszewski and welcome to another episode of How'd She Do That? And today I'm going to talk about my Just Cards buffet. I get a lot of questions about it. This is one of the cards that we did at my last one, and I hold them locally in my home each month, with the exception of 2 times a year I take a break. I also offer them as to-go kits through my blog at DOstampingwithDawn.com. So I thought I'd answer a few questions as well as show you how to put this card together. This is one of what I call my QC cards, quick and cute. Now, it's mainly quick, but it's extremely cute. So let's get started. So this is how I organize for my local class. I put everything for this card in a box. I have the envelopes, and they have some of the little pieces are in here. Well, if we can, there we go. And then I have the inks, the stamp sets, which I'm using a couple different stamp sets on this one. I'm using Create a Cupcake, and Remembering Your Birthday. Now, because if I put all of that in here, it gets just a little crowded, so I just use this is a clamshell case. I think these actually are available in the clearance rack right now. But I just put the stamps that we're going to use for that in here, so they're just all together. And then, of course, if there's any punches or ribbon and such is in here. When I do ribbon, I actually mark how much they need to cut themselves. And then the bases are already pre-cut and pre-scored, and these are for punching. So I'll show you a little bit more about that in just a minute. Now, you're wondering, well, I'm not local to you, Dawn. And that's okay, because I have this available on a to-go basis. So this is my very popular class. I typically will post it on the second Thursday of each month, and they usually go in a few days. So if you want these, here's how they come. They actually come in the envelope, and the base of the card is here, and then any of the pieces that you need for it are included in here. Now I'll talk a little bit about punching and big shot and things like that. So I pre-did the punching for you on this one. And sometimes, like my finished card will have stamping on here, and you can add stamping at home. So that's in accordance with the Stampin' Up! Policy. So that is a copyright thing. And like this little piece here, this came from the Big Shot. And I'll show you how I got that later. If there's texture, like this one has polka dot texture, I've added that for you. And then these are pre-cut. And then what you get is a PDF that is emailed to you that has a picture of the finished card and the supply list. Now, typically I don't share detailed instructions because, like I say, these are quick and cute cards, easy to assemble. And by looking at the picture, you should be able to put them together. Now, having said that, occasionally you kind of look at it and go, how did she do that? And then I'll leave a little tip in there. So that's what you get. So I'm going to go ahead and put today's card together because it's so stinking cute that I know that you're just going to love it. Alright, so here's the base of our card. It measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and this is Strawberry Slush. Now, the next piece that I'm going to add on is Pink Pirouette. Now, this is done with, I've added texture to that with the cute little polka dots folder. And we're going to just add that to the bottom with my snail adhesive. Just like that. Now, sometimes if you find that it's just hanging off the edge a little bit, like I have there, just trim it off just a little bit to the edge. There we go. Perfect match. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add this little strip of silver glimmer paper. The bling, this touch of bling just made all the difference to this card. So this measures 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes, nope, that's working great. Sometimes adhesive doesn't stick to it very well. So what I'll do when that happens, and actually see how this is lined up here, I'm actually going to just go over it a bit. is how I ended up doing this card. But back to what I was saying, sometimes what I'll do is use glue dots for that. If I find my adhesive is not sticking very well. Now, the next thing that we're going to add is a framelit that I cut out of the Labels die. Now, you can see here, this is the shape. This is the die. It's the second largest one here. Okay. Now, how this shape is, essentially, it's just a half of this. So, cut one, cut it in half, and you'll be good to go. All right, now I've already stamped this with this adorable saying, "Today calls for something pink with sprinkles on top." I've stamped that with strawberry slush, and it is out of the Remembering Your Birthday. It's right here. All right, now I've added some dimensionals to this on the back side. Now you're going to notice when we put this on, it's going to hang over the edge. No problem. We're just going to trim that off. So you can have as much bling as you want showing or just a little bit of bling. I'm going to go for something a little bit in the middle. I'm going to tap it down there. Okay. And now we're going to get out the scissors and we'll trim that. Just like that. Okay. And that is the base of our card. How cute is that? Super cute. So now one more thing that I did is I did round those corners down here. All right, and what I used for that was our brand new envelope punch. Now if you don't have that, you can just use any corner rounder. But when you use this, you make envelopes on this side and you round corners on the other side. Love that. So I'm just going to slide this in, make sure it's all the way in. And it went through both those layers. I'm getting a really nice rounded edge. Oh, I'm just so happy with that. And actually, I should have put all 3 layers in. I forgot about that. And I know that I've done that before where all 3 will fit in. And there we go. Beautiful kind of ends look to our cards here. Love it. So the last touch on our card is the focal point of our cute little cupcake. So we're going to use the Create a Cupcake, and I'm just using a couple images from it. This little sprinkles that is way down in the corner, and then I think it's this one, this little cupcake liner. All right, so let's get started on that. So what we'll do is we're going to take the baked brown sugar and ink up the cupcake liner, and I'm just going to stamp that on some scrap paper. This is baked brown sugar, and it measures, it's just strips of like 1-inch strips. I'm going to come in with my punch and just punch that out there. And just line up that image. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then next we'll do strawberry slush, and this is the pink pirouette. Same width, I believe that's 1-inch width. We'll just stamp the cute little sprinkles. So had to use sprinkles on this card because of the greeting. It was like perfect for it. And then we'll just punch that out. So I'll just come in so you can see that. There you go. And there we go. So now that is like kind of my tip of the day. When you want to use different images on these builder punches, it's much easier, excuse me, to put through strips, smaller strips of paper to get exactly what you want. Okay, so I'm ready to put the finishing touches together. Yay! This cute little cupcake just adds a darling little accent to this card. Notice I use Stampin' Dimensionals to put that on. Now we're going to finish this off with a little piece of baker's twine. This is cherry cobbler, and I'm using 7 inches of it. I've already tied my little bow. Now typically I don't recommend even touching glue dots. Usually I put whatever material I'm adding it to, I add it to it. But this, I'm going to ball it up, and we're going to put it on there like that. Now I'll just add it to my card right here. And there you go. How cute is that? I'm just loving this card. Now, I had someone else in my class who I had this folder out. This is the stripes folder. I don't know if you can see that very well. I have it right here. And she added that to the top of her card. So added just a little more texture and dimension. Super cute. So either way, both cards are just adorable. I hope you enjoyed my little glimpse into my Just Cards Buffet class. And join me on my blog at DOstampingwithDawn.com for lots more creative ideas and inspiration. Thanks.